1. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Well, no. Welcome.
Welcome, back.
No,
What
you're
back?
welcoming
If you- yeah.
us back.
Yeah.
I'm welcoming you guys back.
No,
I don't know.
welcoming us.
I'm welcome
Okay, same thing.
whoever's watching.
Welcome.
Welcome. if it's one or two.
Yeah. They know us by now, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
If you don't,
How's everybody?
Splendid.
we're doing good.
Look, it's Sunday. It's long weekend.
It's hot.
It's hot. 104 here.
Well, no, not here.
No.
Yeah?
That's where you live, Pastor,
No,
Utah.
I checked it
Let's ask Siri.
in my car. I checked it in my car. Is it hotter in the car?
I don't know. I think it's probably not as hot as where you live, Pastor.
Wow.
It's 90 something here. Yeah.
90 something here?
Yeah, it shouldn't be 100.
Yeah,
Here
it's
in-
96 here.
See?
What?
Only because you live in, you know.
No, but I drove here.
Oh, because it was probably sitting in the sun. It's hotter inside the car.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's probably.
But it was going to be 105
It's 99
in San
everywhere else.
Jacinto.
well, yeah, but you're over there. In,
San Jacinto.
San Jacinto.
That's where it's hot.
How do they keep the cows alive over there?
Oh,
a good
What?
question.
That's interesting. That's a very good question. You know what I saw?
What?
Water.
Water.
No.
Is that what our work? Do we have a water
No.
shortage? We
Watch,
shouldn't get
I was
water.
driving
Like
by and there was a
mixed
lot and there
up.
were chickens and there were cows.
Uh-huh.
And I saw this guy. But anyways, the point is that
Okay.
there were piles of watermelons, like huge mountains of watermelons
And they
in the middle of the field, and the cows came and they were like just eating it.
Eating it?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Watermelons.
Watermelons.
Well, it is good for
Yeah.
I love
hydration.
watermelon.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, that was interesting. I've never seen that. Like,
Yeah.
usually you see like
I
them
would-
eating grass and
Did they have some Tajin?
Tajin.
Tajin.
Asian? That was like what?
Jeez.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Wait, that
That's how you say it.
was
yeah.
a joke.
It's quite good with Tajin.
No. You just
No.
ate it by itself.
Tajin.
No, tajin is it's good with tajin, not Tajin.
Okay.
Tajin.
Tajin sounds like
It depends where
Cajun.
you buy it. If you buy it at Ralph's or whatever, it's Tajin.
By what?
Tajin.
Tajin.
If
Well,
you buy it at
not
the-
my.
If you
Yo
buy
puro-
it at
yo-
La Superior,
Yo puro Norgate.
if you buy at
it's
Norte, it's
Tajin.
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 Yeah, that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, a lot of things happening in the news. A lot of things.
A lot.
Let's talk about the very first one,
Which one?
which is Afghanistan.
Yeah, devastating.
It's a mess.
It is a mess. They couldn't figure it out, I guess. They were saying that there's nobody going to be left behind, but apparently they left a lot of people behind. Or they're not sure on the number. They keep flip-flopping. Some people say a couple hundred. Some people say more than 200. So
What do you think about that? What do you think went wrong with it?
Obviously, they didn't have any planning. It seems like they didn't plan anything.
This is what I was thinking, and it's horrifying to me. And then I saw someone in the news like bring it up, and it's the fact that 20 years training, millions and millions of dollars invested
Give it up overnight.
Yeah.
in weapons, in weapons,
Mhm.
and now these guys come, and now they have the weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So you pretty much spent 20 years arming the Taliban.
Pretty much. I think money just to go to just wasted.
Yeah.
Well, and then I think the president left with a bunch of money. They said he left the president.
Oh yeah.
So he's.
Yeah,
I don't know where he went. I think he went to Kuwait or something. like
He
that.
went somewhere.
Yeah, he hopped on the plane and took off. See you later.
with the money.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a country that's been like that for a long since it's inception.
Let me ask you this though: if you were Biden and you had to make the decision,
Mhm.
what would you do differently?
I think you have to leave some kind of force, some kind of presence, right? Obviously, because they ran through it like in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So you gotta give them some sort of resistance before you fully pull out, right?
Probably pull out little by little, right?
Yeah.
Like a year's worth of time.
Yeah.
Like,
No, but you gotta leave some kind of fighting force behind.
No, but in the sense of like you pull back a certain area and they enforce.
Yeah.
Like you back and
Yeah, and
And then I mean, what the last thing you would pull out would be your people, like
Yeah.
your actual protection, right?
yeah,
You'd pull everything, allies,
Yeah.
equipment,
hmm
everything.
and then also I guess don't give up strategic points because they give up airports, right? Like that's the only way you're out of the country. So you need to keep these strongholds.
Yeah.
It's just it seems like they just thought they was like, oh, we're just gonna leave and let them take care of itself, right? But obviously there was not enough planning or incompetence. I don't know what it was, but it was not done right.
The
Yeah.
changing the culture, it's hard. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
think this is one of the things that they need to take into account. You change the culture. You don't change the culture when you're still there, because you're still there.
Yeah.
So that was a miscalculation.
Well, not only that, there's a lot of infighting. I think the Shias and what's the other one? There's two different sects or whatever sects of the Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
So they're always fighting each other. They don't get along. So how are you gonna?
Sharia.
No, there's a Shia and I forgot what's the other. There's another I don't know. They have different beliefs.
But wasn't something like, I think I read something like ISIS and
Oh, yeah,
Taliban came like in agreement,
Who?
like Taliban and like
The new ISIS and supposedly the new ISIS and the Taliban don't get along.
yeah, but for this they coordinated.
Apparently, no,
No.
because that's who
I
they.
mean, to take over.
Yes.
To take over, not to govern, but to
Yeah.
take over.
No, they didn't because they just bombed. That's who bombed that had the two bombs that went off, or one. It was one and they killed the 13 Marines.
Mm-hmm.
It was ISIS K. They call them now. So it's a different, like a 2.0.
Different flavor.
Yeah, it's a 2.0, and they don't get along with the Taliban.
Well, I read news that where they say that they promise that they've changed,
Yes.
but they're still the same.
Well, there's been reports of like people rounding up people that worked at the U.S. and I guess there was a women's march like earlier this week, and they dispersed it with gunfire. So I don't know.
Oh my lord!
I don't know what's going on. So that's the reports coming from over there, but we don't know if those are real or not. But
Yeah, but it's given the nature of it, it's believable.
yeah,
I mean, it's
oh yeah, for
possible.
sure.
Very probable.
If you go by previous actions or what Taliban used to be or is, yeah, you tend to believe that side of it.
What's his name? William McGurn. It's his name, from this Wall Street Journal. He wrote an article, and it's interesting what he says. He says Joe Biden rushed the Afghanistan pullout for a political speech he wanted to give at 9/11.
I think probably, yeah. I wouldn't put it past him.
Wait, he's talking still?
Who, Biden?
Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
if you consider that talking.
That's true. I mean, he is the president, so I guess respect to him, but at the
What-
same time,
Yeah, but
Well, back
Look
to
what
that.
he did.
Back to the question. Like, I think, I mean, realistically, here's where my outrage comes from. I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everyone miscalculates, and maybe I don't think he should have, but I can even live with that. But I don't like when you just lollygag. Like, you should have sent everything we had back into there to save American lives, Like, if we're the strongest, the best country in the world.
It's humiliating that
Yes.
13 people got killed.
And then like I want to believe so bad that it was just people from the from the right side or whatever, like saying things. But if he actually is on vacation and he comes on and then he returns to his vacation when this is going on, I can't handle that. Like, there should have been no sleep. There should have been nothing more important. Absolutely nothing than getting those people. And, I mean, we should have gone in there like if we were going to war. You should have put. I mean, come on. Like, what do we do when we first arrive?
Yeah.
and I don't know if you guys seen the videos of babies being like handed over the wall.
That is.
And then there's people that
Just
as the
please.
plane was taking off, they were hanging onto the
Falling
wheels
off from,
and falling off. So that
1,000
tells
feet
you the
up.
desperation in these people's.
It's real.
Yeah, like they wanted it to get out of that country because they knew what was coming.
They knew it. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not something that people are making it up. You see these pictures, it's not not fake.
Yeah.
So you know that if they had that much desperation to get out, there's something seriously wrong.
And my problem too, and I want peace as much as anybody
for
else.
sure. Yeah.
But at the same time, you can't deal in a very pacific way with people who are bombarding and exploding and killing soldiers. And I agree. I think the moment that happened, the moment they did this and they're threatening that something else is going to happen is the moment where you have to send everybody in, because you have to send, it's not the bomb, it's the message you're sending.
Yeah.
So you can bomb us, you can kill us, and we're going out of this country humiliated, basically.
Yeah. Hey, but no more mean tweets though.
Yeah, I guess so.
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a disaster. It's a real. I mean, how hard was it? If you knew you wanted to make this decision, how hard is it to get the people out first?
Yeah. You know what's concerning too? Like when we look like that week. I don't remember, I read some headlines. I couldn't even read the article. But something like, and it was another country who was saying, we won't ally with the US, not with that commander. Like we can't risk that.
Yeah, Martha says he's asleep right now, the president. Hi, Martha. God bless you.
It's Labor Day weekend.
What was it? Some guy of the UK, like army or
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I
know where you're going with
Ministry of
that.
Defense or something like that. In what point is he's from UK? The former, he was saying, like, he was talking about how a disgrace that what Biden did in the administration, and you should never do that. But he was like, setting up, like giving the facts of what was going on and how bad we look right now, like before the world stage.
Yeah.
That you take such an action without measuring the consequences when you should be measuring them, because you have all these teams to be able to do that. And yet now it has cost lives, it has cost equipment, and who knows what the repercussions of this will be for the future.
The long range repercussions for this, and that's right on. I think the fact that, okay, you did this, but then you didn't think about the consequences, and
you don't even have to think. That's why there's people that's their job, right?
So
to measure.
Exactly. So that's my question. So where are all the teams and all the people who are giving you advice? What are they doing? I mean, do they agree with this?
I think Kamala was on vacation too. Right? That's what I heard.
Who's Kamala?
Harris.
Who's that?
It's just she's MIA. She's gone.
Yeah,
She's been.
I think she's just waiting to
hiding.
I think he's just waiting for what's his name to
Oh wow.
to take over.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just a big screw up.
Let's not even talk about the persecuted church.
Oh, for sure.
The Christians, the advances that were made, liberties now, everything's like back to the dark ages.
Yeah.
I was reading a couple things where people were in contact with some Christians over there, and like it's heartbreaking. You hear them, the last things they hear them like, hey, we're hiding out. We have a feeling they know exactly where we're at, but we're just want you to know that we're strong in the faith and we're all ready to not deny Christ no matter what.
Yeah.
So if you hear back from us, praise God. But if you don't, just know that we're all ready to absolutely, to not deny him at all costs. And I mean, how does that make you feel? As like,
That's pretty amazing.
and yeah,
Pretty inspiring, actually.
Yeah, it's
Puts you to shame.
exactly.
Yeah.
Really.
I don't want to say that, but
But yeah.
That's amazing. So the greater repercussions, like Steph said, is they're terrible. I mean, they're terrorism, U.S. attacks, everything. It's just terrible. Wow. Ida.
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is crazy.
I think Louisiana was kind of expected because that was but what happened in New York and stuff, I saw those too. It was like, that was crazy.
I mean, totally
inundated. The subways were
that is crazy.
Yeah, and then I saw some footage of some people's basement, like the water just came through, and I think there was more deaths in like the East Coast than in Louisiana itself.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was crazy.
Now I've heard reports that it's going to get worse and worse, and the storms. And
that's what they say. I think there's another one coming, something like that.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So who knows? I guess it's It's like one of those things you live in that part of the country. You know, you kind of don't get used to it, but you kind of expect it. Just like us, we expect an earthquake.
Earthquakes, right?
Do we really?
Well, yeah,
like,
we're
I'm
an
like,
earthquake country.
yeah, when-
you never
when's
expect
the
it.
next
yeah,
one, you know?
but you're always on. You know, you're always on.
Like you don't want it, but
Yeah.
you know it's like
It could
it's a
happen
shadow,
anytime.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like it's really it's crazy. I don't know. Would you rather have a hurricane or an earthquake? I don't know.
I think you just like get used to it.
Yeah, right. Like we do get used to
It's
earthquakes.
Like, in reality, we don't think about earthquakes.
No.
Just when they happen,
It's
it's,
out
like,
of your-
hey.
Hey, but you
did
notice
feel
like
it?
a lot of people say,
Yeah.
"Oh no, California earthquakes, no thank you," and it's like I don't remember the last one. Like,
I do.
I don't remember. I don't
yeah, but they're. I mean,
It was terrifying.
which
Was
one?
it? Which one was it?
Like 86, 88
Well, that's the big
no,
one, the last big one.
No. I
So do you
98.
get earthquakes over there?
in Utah.
You,
No,
It's
for
just-
real,
it's just
so,
hot.
Like really?
we haven't had any.
Oh, see,
I don't know.
they don't get any.
1,000
It's only
degree
when
heat
it's
waves.
very
Yeah, I know.
populated.
I don't know. We'll see.
I guess we'll see.
It was the 4th of July July week that we were doing the fireworks. I was sitting in out there and
this year?
no.
Oh,
a
like-
year,
I was like,
2 years
I
ago.
was like, what?
That was it.
I know. I don't know what's going. Yeah.
Yeah, they're terrifying.
Are you scared?
They, I don't like them.
As long as they don't last too
What
long,
do
then
you
you
do
know it's not
past
the big one.
Well, that's the problem. That
You always wait for it. It's like, okay, if it doesn't last too long, it's good. But if it keeps going, you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, but yeah, what happened over there? I think they were without power for a couple of days. I think, or still are. I think till Wednesday they said they're gonna have the power back up. So, yeah, I wouldn't want a hurricane.
Wow.
I think I'd rather take an earthquake.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's ugly. Hey, Alicia says that they're hello everyone. Sadly, a cousin in the Bronx lost her car due to damage caused by the raging flood.
Yeah, and yes, it's. I saw some of those pictures. It's crazy in New York, and they.
I mean,
post-
yeah, you see the roof of the cars.
Yeah.
That's all you see.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I guess that's the
Is it because drainage, like, is it because it's overwhelmed? You know,
I think because it just rains too much too fast.
too
And-
fast.
and
you
there's
can't handle
no
it.
I can't handle that much water.
We need that water here.
Apparently, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Not apparently, we do.
Yeah, we do. Dude,
But yeah, we need that water here.
I
too.
don't get this. Yeah, I don't know.
I had someone comment that they do have their differences, ISIS and the Taliban, but they have that one common denominator, and that's hatred to the U.S.
To the US
Oh,
and,
yeah,
and the
for sure.
Jews,
Like that's
That's for sure.
and that is that bond is
it's strong.
horrifying.
Yeah, that is horrifying.
One thing that I didn't want to bring up before
Just bring it up.
what happens because if we when we begin to bring people over, like how many sleeper cells come over, how many people that are in ISIS and just come to be refugees, but just to wait and to plot and to
That's always a risk.
Yeah,
and are we really
Always.
prepared. I don't know.
I think, what about all the equipment they have now? Like
we armed them.
U.S. military grade.
Did you see the caravan of the
Yeah.
tanks and the
You know, it's not.
all the stuff I
Yeah.
like daydream about they get to play with?
Yeah.
So yeah,
You know?
same here.
Yeah.
At the very least, an operation to
My-
go in
Yeah,
and
my
and
biggest
get that back.
dreams, and they get it for free.
I know.
Yeah.
For free.
They're like, hey, no American needs an AR-15, and then just leave the mountains for the Taliban.
Wow.
But yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's a crazy.
Okay, so California is having a recall
Yes.
election.
Correct.
Wow.
Is it really well?
Wow.
Are you surprised?
I use it.
Guy's a liar.
Wow.
Get rid of him with Fauci. You lie once and you're up there. You're gone.
the last
That's
time you
like
guys
how many times
Yeah,
he's
he's been
still
lied
there?
to.
do you guys remember the last time that we had that?
Yes, it was.
Were you
I remember.
old enough
Yes,
to remember?
I remember 1965.
No,
Isn't that when
It was,
when what's his name?
was
The
Arnold-
governor.
Arnold came into office at that time.
Oh,
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
it
he
was
did.
Gray Davis, wasn't it?
That guy did nothing too.
Was it Gray Davis getting recalled?
Jerry, no, it wasn't Jerry Brown.
No.
No, it was Gray Davis.
David.
Grace Davis.
Davis.
Gray Davis, something like that.
Gray something.
Yeah,
It
Davis.
was Gray.
We were
Yeah,
desperate enough to put in Schwarzenegger.
That's how it was.
Wow.
The Terminator.
Yeah, but yeah, so he's getting recalled. I think the 14th.
So I commented before. I was watching. I don't watch Spanish News, I really don't, but I was.
But I was watching.
Univision
Nor-
I was
or
watching it.
Telemundo?
I was.
Nor you shouldn't.
I wasn't watching it, but I was eating at some place and
Oh,
they
they
had
had
the
it?
TV,
Yeah.
some Mexican place, on which will remain nameless.
Oh, okay.
But the news were there, and they were interviewing a lady, and the lady was advocating for the Latino vote,
Which is a big vote.
which
it's
is
a big vote
Big vote.
here in California.
Yeah. So the Latino vote not to go and recall. Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't recall. And the reason given is like, oh, it's an assault to our democracy.
They always use that. I like it. I just find it funny.
But
how
isn't
they-
democracy the very
fact that you're being able to
that you're
practice
able
your
to
right
practice your right to remove someone?
to say that I don't agree with what he's done. I don't like
Yeah.
what he's done. I want somebody else.
Yeah,
That's democracy in itself.
that's it, right? So it's an argument that makes absolutely
makes no sense,
It makes
yeah.
no sense. Yeah,
But yeah, we'll
Like,
see.
tell me more.
I know I can't remember his name. There's a pastor that it's on the ballot and
Is there?
on the ballot. Yeah, and then there's
Larry Elder.
Larry
the
Elder,
radio host. There's Caitlyn Jenner.
Caitlyn Jenner, and Bruce.
There's Bruce.
I can't remember the name, but there's this lady. She has like one line, like you know how they have like descriptions of what they've done, and there's like a big old
Yeah.
paragraph for like the candidate.
Yeah.
This lady, she has like one line, like no political
Affiliation.
experience or
Oh,
whatever.
no.
Yeah, it's like what?
Yeah, she's being honest, right?
Yeah, she is. She is.
I'll vote for her.
Yeah, maybe she's saying
Yeah.
honest enough.
Who knows who's gonna be in charge or who's gonna be if he even gets recalled. But I think if it's a Republican that gets nominated, I think it'll be hard for him to do much. I guess he could get rid of the mandates, the COVID mandates.
Yeah,
But as far as like making any real change, I don't know because of that. The House is completely
a Democrat.
Democrat, so I don't think
Yeah.
he's gonna do much.
Just
Yeah.
a tug of war.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't remember the last. What was
You
it?
know what?
I think it was Arnold, right?
As long as Newsom's out for lying.
I think it was Arnold. He won as a Republican, right? I think that was the last time we had a Republican governor.
Mm.
What did he do? What did he lie?
Nothing.
What did he lie about?
What did he lie about? Who?
Yeah,
Newsom?
Newsom. Yeah, I don't know.
He said he went to a COVID party without, and then
He's like, wear 2 masks.
he didn't wear anything.
He
He said
doesn't
it-
wear anything.
Yeah.
He's like-
it was in. He was, no, yeah, what
Was
is it?
it the
He's like, it was outdoor. There was a chandelier.
he's like, what outdoor thing?
Hey.
The reflection
Yeah,
of
that's
the
a-
window.
Yeah, so
you know, they put chandeliers.
He's all, it was outdoor. It had like patio doors.
and I think
We're
also
6 feet apart.
yeah, I think also like while the kids were not going to school, I think his kids were going to private school. So
How about
the
that?
perks.
Oh wow!
You need somebody to babysit, right?
You need to lead by example at the end of the day, man. If you don't, get out.
Yeah,
I don't care what side you're on.
yeah. So we'll see what happens.
integrity.
Yes, for sure. Yeah,
That's
Transparent.
yeah,
transparency. Yeah.
yeah. And I think he's just a career politician, you know. So you don't expect much
Aren't
from
they
him.
most like?
Oh, most of them
career
are, yes.
politicians?
And then you're related to Nancy Pelosi's kind of, yeah.
Wait, he's related to.
Yes,
Yeah.
his nephew. That's her nephew.
Indeed.
Didn't
That's
he
her
marry
nephew?
into the
Yeah.
Kennedy.
No. No.
Then I was
He
watching
looks
the
like
wrong
a Kennedy.
documentary.
No, he's not a cat. He's a Pelosi. Oh, he's related to Pelosi. So
Well, Pelosi's another one.
It's funny how everybody like news outlets that they want to recall him, and I've seen them and heard them. They always point out like he's so handsome, but so inept or something like that.
Wait,
I don't even know why would they focus on that.
That's
why would
that's
we
weird.
bring that up here?
Because it's weird that
Because the guy, that
it's,
tells
it's
you
a political thing.
that tells you that they're not focusing on the merits,
it's
right?
a political thing, right? And it's like, yeah, he's handsome, but he's
There's no
inept.
there's no other way to defend.
He's good
him.
looking.
That sounds so Hollywood.
Yep. Well, he's backed by Hollywood, so it tells you.
But you'd be surprised. But it is true. Speaking of that, vanity and good looking and all that stuff. You'd be surprised like how inclined our culture is to that.
Oh, for
is
sure.
to good looking, but even if that person maybe doesn't, knows how to do anything.
Yeah, I guess there's a segment of the population that
Like
Votes that way
what
or
are the
looks at
most
that.
like what are the most what are the most popular YouTube and TikToks and all these things?
I wouldn't know.
No, what I'm saying is that it's I suspect it's probably like handsome people.
I guess.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, I don't know which ones are the most popular ones, but it's usually like it has to do with the people that are relevant and talking about, like
Relevant stuff.
LGBT and like BLM.
Woke.
And, yeah, those
The woke.
are. Well, that term is kind of burned now.
Isn't that what it's called?
Yeah,
Did I-
because maybe because I've seen people use the term in completely,
That's just
in
different.
completely the opposite, like, of what it means.
Really?
Yeah.
Who knows nowadays? But yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know. I guess people. I guess if you're good looking, you get more views. I don't know. I don't care.
Why are we talking?
I don't know if that's brought it up.
because of the superficiality of culture. That's why.
I guess there is something. to it.
Because for some people, like if you look nice, they'll vote for you and they're gonna want you.
You
and
know,
you're gonna
several
be
times
popular.
I heard of people saying the whole, "Oh no, leave him alone. Like he's a nice guy." Like nuisance. 'Cause I like how he talks.
Oh, okay.
Like what? I promise.
Have you heard him talk?
No.
He talks.
Yeah, but
it's
the-
very
I mean,
eloquent.
not you, but
No.
Yeah, he talks like a politician.
Yeah, he does. He does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but I guess there's always people that are gonna be. They're not focused on
What do you
issues or.
What do you guys think? Do you think he's gonna be recalled?
I don't know.
No?
I really don't know.
Because they have to vote for the recall to happen.
Yes,
and
they have to
then
vote. Yes.
vote
I don't
for-
know. I don't know.
It will be if my vote has something to say about it.
You know what it is? It's well, I lived here in California all my life, and I know it's not a popular. I don't have a popular opinion here in the state. Like what I think is not what goes around here.
Hey,
So-
which that leads to something.
so it
to
is.
another one though.
What is
because-
which is what?
Santo.
Because people are leaving the state
Yes.
because of that.
Because, yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons. Plus cost of living
Mhm.
and stuff like that. What do you think about that?
Why they leaving? I don't blame them. Well, look at high tax. We're like one of the highest, I think, behind.
There's no room for weakness in Sparta.
Look at. Personally, I don't see myself living in
Go
a.
some other state, like yes, it's cheaper
Yeah.
in a sense.
Yeah.
But then there's other areas that are
Steph, you want to leave?
Do you want to leave it?
me.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if I go to another
No.
country or to the
Wow,
ocean,
another.
To the ocean.
Wow.
boat,
Live
Like,
at sea
is
or
it
what?
like water world or what? No, like I don't see I don't see myself living in another state. I don't see myself anywhere else. But I understand.
Unless the Lord sends
Oh,
you.
for sure. Yeah, that's the big butt right there.
I
yeah.
think the Lord is sending me to like a beach community.
Oh wow. Yeah, but I'm saying like I understand why people.
Florida?
I would understand why people leave.
Well, what she said, for example, like you go to another states. I don't live in another state, obviously.
Well, you practically do.
Almost.
Pastor.
You're the closest.
You
one.
probably know you're the closest.
But talking to people, like
You
for
live
example,
close to
from
Arizona.
Yeah, you're pretty close.
talking to people, like for example, from other states,
Oh, I thought you were
like
saying names or something.
Texas and stuff
Okay.
like let's
Oh,
say
that's a
Texas.
Well, I reckon.
you for example, the houses are so cheap.
Oh yeah, there
they're
is.
so amazing,
But it's too
right?
hot.
No, but
It's
the
150 degrees.
property tax
Yeah, there is.
is
No,
absolutely high.
is it?
Yes.
Yeah, but then they pay 80 cents for gas.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
and they have no income tax.
But
so.
yeah, but they kill you with your property tax. I mean,
They
you
have
go
no
and you
income
buy another house. You go and buy a house in another state. Perfect, fantastic.
But it's dirt cheap, Pastor.
Yeah, they are. But then they get you with the. Do you understand what I'm saying?
But so you're saying it levels out?
You understand what I'm saying?
I think they're
I'm
still
not
winning.
saying. I'm not
I
saying
think
that.
they're still winning.
I'm not saying that.
It's true because you get right there. You really do get
More for the
more
buck.
square
Yeah.
footage for your buck.
Yeah,
That-
you know what?
And then you're like the
Fine and
property
dandy.
tax.
Fine and
Pastor,
dandy. But on top of the
No,
fact that you
we're
have to
paying
pay your
$5
house.
for gas here.
Yeah.
No, it's true. But check it out. on top of the fact that you have to pay, and if I'm wrong, say it in the comment. But you have to pay for your thing unless you have cash and you paid it.
Yeah,
you're free. But
property
but
tax,
you
yeah.
don't. So no, your
Or-
house payment.
Okay. What do you mean?
Your house payment.
I got
Yeah.
something to say.
But if it's cheaper,
Go
why
for it.
should it
Okay.
be? Are you sure, Pastor?
Check us out. Check us out.
Yeah. What I'm saying is that.
Hold on.
I have a valid.
Hold on. Let him finish his
Okay.
point.
What I'm saying is that if I'm not a real estate or whatever. Steph knows better. but
No way.
what
I
was I
got
saying?
I don't know, Pastor. You're losing
What I'm
me.
saying is
Uh-huh.
that you buy a cheap house and the gas is cheap and everything.
Yes. Okay.
But by the time you pay your house, your property
Mm-hmm.
taxes, you're not talking about $500 or $1,000. You're talking about more than $3,000, $4,000 for your house. Yes, sir. I've spoken to people who own homes.
First of
in
all,
other
what
states.
kind of home
Well, I know
is
where
it?
are they like big homes, Pastor? I don't know.
Is it in a community? Do they pay HOA fees? Is it a brand new house? Is it
Wow.
a rehab?
Yeah, Pastor, I
I
don't.
did not have time to ask. Those
Yeah, I
things.
wouldn't. I
So
wouldn't.
that-
But I know it was
different.
someone. But I know it was someone that had been living. For example, what was the last I went to?
Where'd you go, Pastor? Did you go visit
Texas. Yeah, Dallas.
Did you go
Texas,
visit another
sir.
church?
So what? So this person that that person used to live here in California. So now they have like
Who
what
is
20,
this person,
20 years
Pastor?
living.
Interview
Could we get a
them.
name?
20 no one 20 years living over
Right.
there.
Okay.
And they've owned the house for 20 years.
And they said it's
And
Lamar.
one of the things that this person told me was like, yeah, it's everything, but the property tax is very high, higher than California, and you have to pay it at once. So they have to.
I doubt that, Pastor.
Was this guy lying to me with
No,
for no reason?
I just can't fathom their taxes and their taxes over there is higher than here.
You know property taxes, right?
Yes,
Here's
I
the
know
thing.
that.
When I'm not talking about,
I know.
I'm
Here's
not
the
talking
thing,
about
though.
shopping
But
taxes.
property taxes, we're saying Texas. Property taxes in Texas are more expensive than
Oh,
California.
Well, yeah,
That is
but
I think
think
it-
about it though.
But it evens out, I think.
And I
Does
think
it?
you do live
Yeah.
less though.
Hey, yeah.
Because
But
Yeah.
gas is cheaper. I believe
Yeah.
food is too.
No income tax.
No income tax.
But pay is lower.
what about this though?
Yes.
Like
No, not
in
really.
California,
No,
you're
not
paying
really.
you're paying 800,000 for a one bedroom, one
Yeah,
and a half
true.
bedroom. And whether you got 8 acres for 250, I'll pay property tax on that. Like, you know what I mean?
600,000.
Yeah.
And like.
Okay, so it's agreed that you guys are all moving
No,
out,
I'm not.
of, out of
No,
California.
I just said
I definitely was born in
You're
the wrong
considering
place.
it.
you're considering it.
No.
If I want
but
horses,
I would love
or
to though.
If somebody wants horses, they
You go to
can
San
have-
Jacinto.
So who wants horses?
Oh, that's hot.
There's horses over there.
You're talking
Lots of
Texas.
them.
Horses and cows.
In
No.
San Jacinto, you guys have a.
This is all I know here.
Horses, cows, and
This is what makes me want to leave.
Go.
Okay.
It was
I watch a lot of lately I watch a lot
Fixer
of what do you
Upper?
call it, fixer up.
YouTube. Okay.
Okay, a lot of fixer up.
You want to go to Waco?
And I hear these people and they're like, "Yeah, we want to, about 3 acres or so, 5-bedroom home. Okay, what do you have to work with? $50,000." I'm like, "What?" You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's in the middle. That's in the middle of nowhere.
You should see where those houses are.
That's
I know,
nice
but they're-
too.
Yeah, but like it depends on.
Here in
what-
California,
I
you
love
can
my
put
dog. I
right
don't even
there.
like people that much,
But you might be surprised also that here in California there are places like that.
But where?
You have to
Yeah,
drive
exactly. You have to
3
drive
hours.
Sacramento,
Yeah.
Fresno,
No, not even those places.
Bakersfield.
Somewhere in between those places. Not even those places.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's why.
Vacaville.
No, I'm
Hey,
good.
remember we took a trip to Yosemite, and we got off in this town called Erlemart. It was a creepy. We didn't even put
The
gas.
house
We were
for
gonna remember we were
$50,000.
gonna stop, and we're like, "No, get on the freeway."
No, I seen.
way.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
crazy.
Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, those have I status.
No, but yeah, I think I guess
Like it looks like everybody's
But
related
but
here.
the places exist.
Yeah, no, I don't blame people that want to leave. Like, I get it.
But the
High,
good
high
thing
taxes
that's
and what for what? You
Of
know,
what?
we're one of the highest tax states in the country. Behind,
but-
we're the second one, I think, behind New York. What do we have short for? A lot of homeless people, high crime, bunch of traffic.
Wasn't CVS?
No comment.
I agree.
No comment with what?
With the-
yes.
With the
Oh, what
statement
he
he
said?
just put.
He's, I agree. That's what you're gonna say.
Well, it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
And it's coming from a person that I just said I don't see myself living anywhere else. But
But all of a sudden, another state, it's sounding.
no, it's not. I don't see myself living.
You know what? My biggest gripe with California is right this second.
What is it?
Is that whole? I want to know who put into power the whole.
Who let the dogs
If
out?
it's not over, what is it, $900? Then
Oh, you could steal.
what you could steal.
Yeah,
I don't know. We should really like
no,
investigate
that
it.
isn't
But
law.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure
Is the
that
gov-
it's someone who has private property, security, and does not mingle with
There's
everybody
people
else.
in Sacramento somewhere.
Because if you took something from me for $100,
$50.
we might both.
Well,
be in
isn't that
trouble.
causing problems at CVS? I
Probably
heard.
both
Yeah,
be in
it's
trouble.
in Frisco. They were closing early because they were walking in and just.
But who comes up with that? If you guys
So
know-
obviously, it's people
if you
that
guys
are delusional.
know where if you're watching and if anybody watching, and you know where this came from, that'd be interesting
the
to know.
lawmakers in Sacramento.
I know, but why? Who would? What in the?
Some
what in the
delusional
world?
people saying it's only affecting people of a certain color or certain class.
What does that even mean?
It means that they were targeted crime because I think it was.
All right, so it's okay for me to pass a law as long as it doesn't affect everybody but just a few people?
I think it's because they were just saying, it affects a certain section of our population, so why should we inconvenience them? So we passed this law that apparently will stop crime, apparently will stop overpopulation.
Wait, hold on. How is this going to stop crime?
That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Next podcast, we're going to
Go deep
into this because this is one of the most ridiculous things
I
I've
agree
ever
with
heard.
you. Yeah. I agree with you.
I think that's
In
what's
fact,
going on.
Remember when I told the story about the hoarder down the street from my house?
Yeah, I remember that.
There was an end to that, for the record.
What was it?
A hoarder.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lady that
The squatter.
the
Squatter.
The squatter.
Yeah, she was hoarding too, for sure. All kinds of stuff. Oh well,
She had a lot of...
the end of the story there. She got arrested. She slipped up.
Oh, but
She
tell
she
him
rushed
though,
the neighbor's gardener with a knife,
She was rich.
She was?
and someone recorded it, and the cops came and
and they took her.
yeah. Here's the crazy thing I learned though after that. Somebody
gun?
researched
Gil's-
her,
Gil's
talked to her,
What?
and
Gil's-
apparently she had a master's degree
Wow.
and she had a bunch of money.
Mm.
So,
She just got caught up in drugs.
wow.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. She had a really good job apparently.
Isn't that the case, though?
Yeah.
Most
Well,
of the
I don't
time?
A lot of
I don't
people.
know. I don't know.
I guess, I don't know. I don't know what the
Yeah.
numbers are, but I'm pretty sure there's a number of people like that that just get caught up in in that life.
Okay, so Martha says that she heard that all the property taxes in other states, I'm trying to put it up, go to schools, and that's why they have the best schools.
Wasn't that the thing here though? I think it was this state too.
That'd be very ironic if it was the
I
case.
think it is. I think that's why they keep raising them because people say, "Oh, it's going to schools."
I have an observation when it comes to
I don't know.
government. And
I don't
politics.
know. I don't know.
They're gonna know.
They're not.
Go for it. Go.
Okay.
What do you
Something
think,
I
Rosie?
observed, and it was just analyzing like
She's falling asleep over there.
family, family. And I asked the question, and it was just more of like, no, but this and that. I have I know some people who were like super anti-Trump, right?
Yeah.
But then I also follow closely the politics in Mexico. And what this person in Mexico is doing is everything we wish Trump would have done. You know what I mean? And what he was promising to initiate the start of. That's what that does. You know what I mean? I can't comprehend is like, wait, how do you want these things? And like you cheer on this, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
AMLO, and then you're so anti-Trump. Like, it makes no sense. Like ideally, like morally, like these.
I only have two numbers
They go
for you.
hand in hand.
Two numbers for you.
Which is what?
34 and 52.
Amen.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what people watch.
I'm like, yeah.
So talk about that president, the Mexican, because you've been researching him, and we said that we were going to mention him
Next time.
Next time. Why
Yeah.
next?
I don't delve into.
I don't have enough
No,
to.
politics.
into
Oh,
Mexican
yeah.
politics.
Oh man, I'm so
Do-
sick of these.
do
And I'm
you?
ooh, I love it.
What?
Mexican politics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Andres
okay.
Manuel López
He
Obrador.
has a
Nice.
YouTube every morning. What is it?
Really?
La Mañanera.
Or something like
La
that.
Mañanera.
Yeah, I don't delve.
And you guys watch it? What does he say?
Almost like my devotional. No, I'm just playing.
Wow. Wow.
No, but I watch
Yeah,
it.
he needs prayer.
It's legit. It's legit. And it's cool. No one has ever done that. And what president has gone every single day and be like, look, this is what we're doing. This is what I've done. This is going on.
Ocasio-Cortez. of
Every
course.
single time, you know?
She's not a president.
Wow. Yeah. Who?
Well,
Okay, you can't. You're not on my
Okay, Rosie, off screen. She's up.
Wait a
Well,
minute.
she's
First of all,
Rosie's the
let's
producer.
say
She
that
says that
we
he
had-
promises a lot of things, but he doesn't.
but no, we had this
You
conversation.
want to go there with
before.
me?
Doesn't
Where's
follow
the
through.
mic?
Doesn't
We
follow
offered
through.
her a mic. She didn't want one, so she
Yeah.
cannot talk.
Oh.
Next podcast. I'm going to debate her on AMLO.
Or are you guys gonna do this?
I challenge you.
Well,
Right.
wait, how about we'll have a set of
man.
questions? We'll
Got it.
mediate.
But you can't get like you
We'll
can't
mediate.
get hurt.
I'm down.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Round
okay.
one.
I know nothing of
Same here. I'm with you,
Mexican
Pastor.
politics, so we're gonna be on the sidelines.
Okay, I'll give you just one thing. Okay,
Wow.
for the first time in
It's gonna differ.
forever, Mexico has reported positive numbers. Like as a country,
Positive
they
numbers of what?
they
Yeah.
paid
COVID?
to
What?
the national debt. To the United States. Never has that happened for the longest time. Why? How is it possible?
What
now,
about the people?
All this transparency now. Yeah, for the first time, there's someone that their funds are actually going to the people, not to someone who spreads it out.
We
before
do.
they
Yeah,
used to
she's
get all-
disagreeing with you. Yeah, she.
Yeah.
We had to.
Okay, what is it?
Oh
Here.
man, Rosie.
We can go now.
And we'll do some other podcast.
We need to bring another mic.
Yeah, we offered one,
We
Pastor.
do
and you
have
know,
another mic,
we have another one, but
someone.
it's a subject for a story for another
It's
day.
simple. You just plug it in and give it to her.
We offered that, Pastor.
Well, that's
You know what the coolest thing of all though, and like the one that just sealed the deal for me. Recently, he was asked if he was you know, I think he was asked in the sense of like, let me, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna poke at you with this. That way, the people are in disaccord. And they asked him like, do you pertain to the Catholic religion? And he said, no, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. And
He played it good.
yep, he exalted Christ. Thought it was like, all right.
Interesting.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did he get backlash?
I don't know. He doesn't really.
He doesn't care.
No.
I don't think
He drives a Jetta.
I don't think Mexico is like that. He probably would have got backlash here, but Mexico's cool with that.
Really?
Yeah, they don't.
Because
The people are starting to protect him. Like, that's what it is. He doesn't
Yeah.
have this,
well, the people
army with him
have
anymore.
protect him like
Yeah.
from day one. He said they asked him, "Are you gonna walk with?" They have a special name for their,
Yeah.
president.
Sancho's.
Yeah.
No. No.
It's not Nicaragua.
Why is that?
No, Pastor. We'll talk about. What's that?
Is it like bouncers?
Off air, Pastor.
No.
Off air.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. Next topic.
Next topic.
So he has no bodyguards.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the yes, of course he
The
does.
angels of the Lord.
No, but he does have.
He does have
Yeah,
some.
but he's not escorted by the Marines. You know.
Oh, okay.
Like, yeah, and there was a lot of presidents before that would still have like 10 cops guarding them all the time, and it says not on our dime. You can pay for that yourself. So he's been summoning all the old leaders to show accounts of why they have what they have, and if they don't, then you stole from the country, and the people are going to bring you to trial. If the people vote on bringing you to the trial, you're coming to trial.
Man, doesn't he have a lot of enemies?
Yeah, well, you know,
Wow.
yeah,
Yep. That's
one by one.
that's the Mexico section.
That is
segment.
interesting.
Yeah, and since all the corruption,
Which is
that-
good too, because Mexico, it's a
It's-
beautiful
it-
country, and it's been,
It is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's
So,
really
so all the
I didn't say it.
So all the all the corruption had been infiltrated into the government, and since he's picking from the inside,
Mhm.
like a lot of the crime on the outside no longer has that foundation, and since that foundation is starting to like get wobbly, like there's a lot more violence because now dog eats dog, opposed to they were established and they had their money coming in, so now they have to go against each other in order to survive. Period.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, in Los Pinos, he opened it up.
Oh, yeah.
Which would be the equivalent of the White House here. He doesn't live there,
Nope.
and he made that a museum right now. So he says that so that people could see how previous
Yep.
administrations were living in this grandiose life, while the people were just like each man for himself.
What's
So
his end game?
He's always been like a kind of an activist, hasn't he?
Yeah, for the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, who says this? Who says every year, the people have a choice to have me no longer in office. I will only be in office if you guys
As
allow.
long as we, which is
As
what?
long as
Which
you
is
guys allow it.
democracy, right?
Yep, every year. Not
how
like
many
when
years?
my term's up. You can do 6.
He can do 6
Yeah, and I
years
believe
total.
it's like 2 in, 3, going on 3 or something like that. Yeah,
Oh, so he's like not that.
yeah,
Oh,
Sexennial, right?
yeah.
Or something.
amazing.
How do you
Yeah.
say that?
I don't know.
I think I said it wrong.
Sexennial?
Yep.
I don't know.
Sounds like Arsenio Hall.
I don't know.
You guys remember Arsenio?
Nope.
Yes, I know who he is.
All right, that's all I got for today. I have more.
Isaac, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's so funny.
I was over the
Next
Mexico
topic.
talk.
Yeah,
Like
Next
5
time
minutes
say, I'm
ago.
going to Mexico. I'm like,
Well, I like Mexico. I like going. I've been there.
What, you don't like Mexico?
I do.
Wait a minute.
I'm not informed about the politics. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So if he can't play, he's just like against it. That's why.
Yeah, pretty much.
At least you're in honest. I like that.
Awesome. Anyways, guys, it's been fun talking to you guys. Just updating, catching up on everything that's going on.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it. There was something else and I forgot.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about Kanye,
Oh, don't watch it.
brother. Kanye, yeah, don't watch it. I made a mistake. I watched it.
You watched it all?
No, I didn't watch it all. I couldn't watch it all.
What happened?
That's the
It's
creepiest
bad,
thing I've
Pastor.
ever seen in my life.
It's bad.
I feel like I watched a horror movie.
Yeah, Pastor. Don't watch it.
Inform me.
It was just the.
Enlighten me.
I think the visuals were weird.
But what was it though?
I think he's releasing his new album.
He released his.
So it's like, was it a concert?
It's not a Christian
No,
album,
it's a
right? Like,
listening
it's not
part.
one of
No, it's supposed to be a Christian album, right?
He comes out with like Marilyn Manson.
Donda.
Is it a Christian album?
I don't think it's a Christian album.
But he had like Christian
But
songs in there.
because he had, he did that Jesus King or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So now I guess he like walks at
Well, he had a church in the.
So now he's gonna
So
do the
it was.
devil?
a dilapidated.
So hold on, I don't understand. Was it a concert? What do you call that?
No, it's a listening party. So
It was in a stadium.
it's in a stadium.
It was full of people, right?
It's
But
in
it's not a
Chicago. It's not a concert
That's what I thought.
because he doesn't perform.
But he
Like,
was singing.
here and there. Okay, I guess then.
No, I'm just saying. I don't understand. I thought it was a concert. I guess I'm not
Well, it's the
artistic
same
enough.
thing. It's the same thing, but it's just like it's the first time he's releasing the music.
Okay.
Okay.
So people just go with the expectation of like we're gonna see this thing live. He's gonna perform. He might not perform,
Mm-hmm.
but we're gonna listen like if you were in the studio with
okay.
him. And now he's
So
doing
he
it.
plays back his songs?
I don't know what he does.
Like on a playback?
So, but the visuals of this is this.
Okay, go.
It's
He-
demonic.
he's in the middle of the stadium. He has like this little hill made of like dirt, and on top of that, he has a church, like those old school churches with the little white church with those big old windows with the little cross on the top. So he has that church, and then he has like, was it cars going around or something like that?
Yeah, like trucks,
Trucks, like black trucks, and
blacked out trucks.
and
And
the,
people dress like security, but like armed.
and then-
kinda.
yeah, and he was all
It
dressed in
looked-
black. He had Marilyn Manson with him.
ski masks.
With a ski mask. Yeah, it was weird. It was just
What was the name of this?
what's it called?
Donda.
Donda or something.
That's his mom's name, isn't it?
So the visual I saw, he was sitting in the middle of the church and he just set himself on fire.
Wait, he set himself on fire?
Yeah,
I
The-
didn't see that.
yeah, it was like towards the end.
Oh yeah.
Did he have a fire?
Yeah, he had a
I
fire.
saw a clip of like
He's
they were standing at the porch.
Uh-huh.
Him,
Marilyn Manson.
Marilyn Manson, and some
Some
other
other
guy,
rapper,
which
yeah,
I don't know who he is.
Oh, I see the images
And-
here.
And they were making
Yeah.
weird noises. too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and
it's
it was like a
weird,
weird
Pastor.
playback.
I don't know what's going on.
Gibberish. And
I think he's lost it.
I think we'll let Pastor see the little clips.
Oh, and
He
then
can
Kim
tell us what's good or
Kardashian
not.
walked in a
And-
wedding
and
dress.
the way
and,
it
at
is
the end,
weird.
it's
Oh wait, the ex-wife?
Or well, I don't know. We don't know.
We can't figure that out.
It was the
Is this it?
optics of it.
You know
it
when
was
you
just
watch something
interesting.
and it gives you the I wish I wouldn't have watched.
Yeah,
it
it was
at
giving
night.
me the like little creeps.
Like,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Night-
Don't watch it
Nightmare?
at night.
yeah. don't
It's one of those.
don't even watch it.
So he's in a porch.
Yeah, like a church. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just weird. It was interesting. No, not interesting. It was just weird and scary at the same.
You guys know what he sang about?
No,
I don't know.
I tried.
I couldn't get past the images.
aren't his songs like usually.
There were some that
I was
that
hoping
they would say had Jesus in him.
I was hoping maybe in
the
in a couple of weeks, but I was waiting for like people like Christian channels to like just analyze everything,
it, yeah.
and I wanted to get into it, like like imagery, like symbology.
It was just
But
all
it's
of it.
been cricket.
There hasn't been any yet.
Yeah, there
Not
hasn't.
yet.
Really? Why?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Well, I mean, there's a few that say like, "Yo, like we knew from the beginning this isn't Christian at all," you know.
It was the symbols behind it. It was kind of I don't know. Interesting.
So
Maybe-
you watch the whole thing.
I didn't watch the whole thing. I fast forwarded it towards like the end.
Maybe Marilyn Manson. Maybe he
He
tricked him into doing this.
tricked him.
It's Kanye. No one forces.
Yeah,
this
no one
guy
forces
to do
him.
it.
He's in his
He
own
doesn't
world.
want to do.
Hey, didn't
Yeah.
your brother like really love him at one point?
No comment.
I'm just saying because I have a family member
That likes
Oh, yeah.
that likes.
Kanye.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you're closed-minded.
And yeah, I know. And then when supposedly he
Become a brother.
yeah, it's like, oh, what am I gonna do now?
Well, they don't have to worry. He's going back.
I'm bad.
Psych.
Yeah. After this, I think he's
What's
going
that
back.
song
Just
you sing,
kidding.
Pastor?
Gotcha.
Did he do anything like this before though?
No, it was weird.
This was weird.
Well, he's always been out
He's
there.
always been
Yeah, like he had those
kinda
was Sunday
cool,
church
though.
or
no, but
Oh,
before that,
Church on
before that,
Sunday.
before
yeah. No, he's always been.
before he declared that he was a Christian or whatever.
No, he's always been out there,
It
Pastor.
was.
Yes, he's always been out there.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
I don't follow.
I don't follow anything, but I saw this.
You
and I was
think
like,
really like his mind is like?
crazy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that I know, but like, what is it?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
There's a difference between. I mean,
I think he does have like problems because he's talked about it before.
Supposedly he's bipolar.
Yeah,
isn't he?
right, yeah.
If,
Like that?
if you ask me, like I've watched some interviews on him, and what I get, I'm just like, I think he's like a psychopath. Just in the sense of like because but just in the sense
what's the
that
definition
I feel like when he
I think like
smiles,
bipolar.
it's
Probably.
not real. It's like he forces himself to show these gestures.
there's something
like-
missing in the
like
eye.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like whoa, you did that like to portray a smile. Like I have a feeling he didn't want to smile because usually you smile with more than just your
Well,
mouth.
you know, if you have that kind of condition, you usually but you have certain difficulties with socializing. Period.
Yeah, he's just an interesting,
You know what I mean?
character.
Because there's a lot of people that they suffer from different conditions of the mind.
yeah,
It doesn't mean they're crazy, but they're dealing with some unbalance in their chemistry.
Yeah.
But they also have it's very difficult for them to socialize, which is very interesting because, especially for them, because it becomes an act when you have to stand before people and sing. It becomes an
Yeah.
act, you know?
Well,
there's a difference between psychopath and sociopath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
What is the difference, Steph?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
But no, like it's not to take away. Like
for
he's
your
a very creative guy in his own, in like his way. He
He-
makes music. Like
he is pretty brilliant.
He's, he's talented in what he does. But yeah, it's just another level to another way or another.
I think it
part of
comes
him.
Why
it
can't
comes
you just
with
continue being like brilliant? Why you gotta go to creepy really quick?
I don't know. It's just I don't know.
well, yeah, you know. No, I'm saying it depends because it might be creepy to you, but maybe the people who were there.
If you watch that
Pastor,
and it's not
the-
creepy,
no,
Pastor,
not
I don't
me.
know what to think.
No.
I'm
but
looking
the
at it.
people.
I'm
I
looking-
question whoever doesn't think
Yeah.
it's creepy. Put it that way.
I think even if you're not Christian, you look at that, you're like, wait a minute. What's
Like,
going
I'm
on?
good.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on?
Yes.
Wow.
I know a lot
That
of
bad, huh?
non-Christians
That bad,
that will be
Pastor.
like, "Oh, I'm
Yes.
not messing with that." Like,
If you watch this, Pastor, I didn't watch. I didn't
Hey,
sit through the whole thing.
But in to be like fair, he's always been like this.
Yes,
I
but
don't know if it was right when everybody was on the hype that he was going to release his shoes and have the first line with what was that design company that he was
know.
with? I don't know, whatever. What was the Yeezy? When
Okay,
he was going
I don't know.
to release the Yeezy line, right before that, he released an album that was creepy. Like there was a lot of screaming, and people were like, "Wow, this is so good." No one was saying that
Yes,
he was crazy.
but-
yet. I thought he was crazy.
you're like, for the
no, like you know what it is. I think.
But this is like an exposed level. on him,
yes,
like,
I think
not-
it's different because he has like the cross. He has that like.
But he did it then. Oh,
Did
you know,
he?
I know when.
I don't know. I don't really.
When he started calling himself Yeezy.
Yeah, Yeezy. I remember
Jesus.
that.
Ye-
Jesus. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeezy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then right
no,
after
yeah, I'm
the
good.
shoes.
But I think now it's another level. I think.
But what is another level
I-
than like Jesus, Yeezy? I mean, I'm just.
Yeah, but did you watch the thing?
Satan.
Yeah. It's,
The-
no,
did
I
you-
didn't watch all of it.
It's like yeah.
I saw like a 10-second clip on
And what'd you think of it?
Instagram, and I'm like, I'm good.
Is it another level?
You know what? I'm
What's Marilyn Manson?
See, that's what I'm
gonna have to check it out.
Pastor.
He's a
Make sure you fast and you.
No, I think no. I think you're strong. Pastor.
like the disciples.
yeah.
he's
No, he has enough. Sense.
Marilyn Manson. He is Pastor's kid.
Yeah, he is.
Pastor's kid.
Yeah, yeah.
He also has a song called "Antichrist Superstar."
Ooh,
Wow.
Yeah.
Who?
Interesting.
Marilyn Manson.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's just I think it's another level. I think like you said, he's always been out there,
He's always been wild.
but I think now. Is
All right, so let's talk about that because it became, kind of like what to finalize and to finish.
Mm-hmm.
So you have these two persons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now they got together. So you have Marilyn Manson, right?
Marilyn Manson.
Manson,
Marilyn
and he grows up as a pastor's kid and
Mhm.
he leaves the faith.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this guy who's really struggling with his faith too. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah,
So what drives, my question is, what drives a person to say, you know what, this Christianity is not real. Forget it.
We should ask them.
To drive who?
I
People
think that's
watching
I
it?
think that's a topic for a for
No, no,
a
I'm just
podcast.
saying-
People watching it?
What
No,
drive?
just say anybody who grows up in church and
Oh,
comes
say
to
it,
that
and I want to
conclusion.
leave it?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, you have pastor's kid, and then he's
Oh,
like
sure, but-
totally the opposite of.
But again, it comes down to like you could be, you could
Encounter.
you could have that.
No encounter with Christ.
Yeah, you could live in, you could grow up in church your whole life and be listening to it and know the Bible and all this.
True that, dog.
Yeah, but then what do you really have a relationship though? You know what I
You
mean?
think that's what happens when it's like
Word.
when it's
Word.
like no, never mind. I rest my case. I don't
Wow.
want
No, just go for
no,
it.
Pastor,
it's
he
not
was going
fully-
serious.
it's not- yeah, I was gonna go.
No,
Okay, I'll jump in.
Okay, go for it.
I think
You're a PK. You
that
Isaac.
Just don't say it in Spanish. The initials, Peca.
Wow.
Hey, Pastor brought the jokes today.
Are you a Peca?
I
Steph, go
thank you for coming.
Okay,
We sign
go,
off.
Go, Steph. Go.
That's it.
Before we say something we shouldn't.
Go for it, Steph. You last word.
I think it's excuses.
Is it excuses?
Like in the sense that when people like that, like you grow up in the church
Mm-hmm.
and then like I'm gonna leave. It usually comes some like excuses,
Mm.
right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
But I think it's
Like, oh, my bad. Excuses. Like I put up the church is this, the church is that, all the issues that supposedly I have with the church.
Okay,
but it's
yeah.
only like a facade to cover up.
oh for sure.
I want to live my life my
Yeah.
own way. I don't want to live under
Yeah.
like what the Bible states,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't want anybody to tell me that it's me.
Yes.
You know, so they
Like
I guess.
no, but
No,
I was.
I think you're right on.
What are you
I
saying?
think
I
you're
think
right on.
it's really personal.
Yeah.
it's personal. So obviously, there's issues in that person that he hasn't fixed or he hasn't given to God. Right? It's that personal relationship. He doesn't have that personal relationship.
It's the suppression of
Yes.
or the supposedly suppression of the church,
Mm-hmm.
where they forbid everything. I can't do this. I can't
Yeah.
do that. I'm not enjoying my life. So now I'm free of it,
Mm-hmm.
and I can do whatever. Today I was talking about, and I think it's interesting because it's the heart of everything. I think, as far as Christianity, I mean, after salvation
Mm-hmm.
in Christ, but it's the surrendering of the will. If you don't surrender your will, because I love what Willer says. Your will is your power. That's your personal power, because that's what you use to do what you want to do, right? If you will it, you go here, you go there. If you don't want to, you don't do it. If you want to eat this, you eat it. If you don't, you don't. So the greatest power we have as human beings is our will, as your free will, actually.
Yes.
That's what it is. So you don't surrender that. You don't truly surrender the will. Then you can't expect to live the kind of life that it's guided by God. It's free because you're still slave to your own will. And as long as you don't surrender the will to God, then your will's gonna be plagued and sick
Yeah.
and stained by the desires and the obsessions of the world.
Yeah.
So that's what's gonna drive you all the time, every single time.
Pastor, do you think that's like not the last hurdle, but like what's one of the biggest
I think it's
issues that a lot of people have, like giving up, just because the sense of being like human being us,
Yeah.
we want that. Oh, I could do that, or I want to do that.
I think one of the things that I mentioned is the idea that if you do that, then God will make you miserable. You're gonna live the most miserable life in the world because, oh man, I know what he's gonna do. He's gonna call me to be a pastor, and then that's the end of me, or ministry. And a lot of people are afraid of that because their idea of God is just that, So you don't surrender it because of your own nature.
For sure, yeah.
Your rebellious nature. You want to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But now you know the truth. Now, once you know the truth, once you know what God says and what the Bible says, then what stops you there is the idea that if I do, then God's gonna control me like a remote control car or a robot or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's totally opposite.
Yeah.
Because when you surrender your will to God, God really what he does is like he starts cleaning it up from the dirt and the mud and the obsessions and all these things that drive you. So that it's free to listen to what God has to say and aligns it with God. So that's the process for freedom.
Yeah.
But I think if you grow in church and look, no one likes rules, no one likes regulations, no one likes anything like that. We're by our rebellious nature, we don't want to submit to anything. So then you grow up in church with the idea that they forbid everything, and I don't know if it happens in English-speaking churches, but it depends on the level of tension that you have, and either you're very liberal or very conservative. It depends on that. But then you grow up and your feelings, your emotions don't align with Scripture. It has nothing to do with your mind or your research or your investigation of what the truth of God's word is. It's what I feel. It doesn't go with what Scripture's saying. So I just, this is easier for me. This is, and the truth is, being in sinning, it's easy. There's no effort. It's boring. Right. It's easy. That's what you do. That's what you do.
Yeah.
The opposite is living in the Spirit. No, that's a challenge.
Yeah.
That's something that you really have to challenge yourself to be aware of that and surrender every day. I think that
yourself.
Yeah. There is no denial of self anymore. It's not something that it's good that Christ did it. It's good that the apostles did it. Yeah. But in general terms, I'm not saying that everybody, because there are Christians who will live, denying themselves and being
carrying their cross.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of them, but unfortunately, those are the ones that are not being sinned. They're not being, they're quiet. No one's praising their, what they're doing.
Yeah. Go for it.
I have a theory that I've come up with. Just speaking on that, I didn't grow up in the church. I came to Christ at 24, and I've always wondered that, and I've seen people that I have friends that grew up in the church, and before I used to be like, oh man, I'm so jealous. Like, why did it have to be this long? But then it dawned on me where I started having more sympathy for the people that grew up in the church, because we've tasted, we've seen what's out there, and we've seen the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
And then when I get to experience the highs in Jesus and the constants in Jesus, even the lows when I'm acting in obedience they fulfill you, they satisfy, and more than any kind of high that I could have ever gotten from, whether it be partying or just living according to my flesh.
And the things that you're talking about, your spiritual being, which is the core of who you are, and your soul. It's not. We're not talking about superficial stuff. That I can go out and get a car or satisfy myself in any way possible and fast and easy that I can. But the depth of the soul only Christ can fulfill.
And also I think
so once I start to be like, hey, Lord, instead of why did I have to wait 24 years? I could have been running in Christ for a long time. I'm more of Lord, thank you for your grace that whole time, and still having called me. You know what I mean? Because I came to you because you.
I always talk about unnecessary things.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, but I no longer I'm not upset anymore. I'm just I thank you for the exact.
But what I'm saying is that if anyone's a Christian and you're listening to this, unnecessary pain, unnecessary sins, things that are unnecessary, why would you submit to that?
Yeah.
Why? It doesn't make sense. And I like what you said, because it reminds me of the parable, the story that Jesus, one of the best stories that he told. Obviously, they're all good, but this one's close to, I think, to a lot of us, because it talks about the prodigal. And the prodigal, you have two brothers, and to me, one was very honest about his journey, and the other one wasn't. The one that stayed home was more prodigal than the one that left, because even though he was in the father's house under everything the father had, he still felt estranged from the father. I'm here, and I never do this, and I never enjoy parties with my friends, and the father's like, who's stopping you?
Come on.
Like I never said you couldn't do those things, you know. And he's angry because the other brother is being forgiven, and he actually does say that. He says, your son, not my brother, your son, he went out, he spent your money with prostitutes, and now you receive him like he was the king.
Yeah.
And I mean, as a father, I would be really sad that you've been here all this time, yet you see me as a stranger. Like you're far away from me.
You do more for them than
than the one that left, because
come
you don't realize the riches and the goodness and the greatness and the privilege of being home with the Father. And I think that's a sad thing. And I think that's where it's at. You have all these people, like we grew up in church. I almost did, like most of my life.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to look at it as a bunch of rules, regulations that you have to fulfill, or God doesn't like you, as opposed to, you know what, I have a new family. I'm going to enjoy them. I'm going to seek out this God, see if it's true, And I think the other guy had more honesty because, hey, I don't want to be here. Yeah. And he left. And he came back and he realized, in my Father's house, that's where the things are at. That's where I have food. And at least they're going to accept me there. Yeah. So I think that was interesting, and I think that a lot of people grow up in church like that, resentful. Yeah. And then some brothers don't help, man. Some brothers they don't help you in your journey. Like they make it. Some will make it miserable.
And I think especially if you don't see it at home, right? Like if you see,
that's a big one.
If you see a different thing at home, because then you start seeing it as a joke, right? Like wait a minute, you act this way at church, but when you're at home, you act differently.
Like you're holy at church.
And then you're like, wait a minute. Then why would I want something that's a facade?
I remember.
Fake.
But I don't think that's... I think
it's not like a excuse.
Those are exceptions to the rule.
Oh, for sure.
I think most of the time, and we've grown up in church.
Oh, yeah.
Most of the time, it's just... I mean, no, like we've said, right? People have faults and stuff, just like we do too.
Yeah.
But I usually find, or at least the cases that I've seen, it's just like I just want to be wild and
no there's that
wild style.
Yeah.
No, there's that too for
wild
sure. But
and
like
then they use that like excuse
no,
of
but,
like, well, you do this, you do that, like
but that's also the case too when you see that at home.
Yeah.
You see that all the time. Like I like if you see somebody acts a certain way at church, and then you see it away from church, you're like, wait, that's not the same person.
Yeah.
And if a child or somebody sees that from a parent, that's big.
right, and that's what I'm saying.
And
But
I'm not saying that's an
specific-
excuse. Like it happens to everybody, but
No,
you also see
right.
that.
I understand. I'm just saying like that usually on the
Sometimes.
specific group that we're talking
sometimes,
about, it's an exception.
Oh, for sure. But there's also that side, and
But
there's like
that
that
side
side. Yeah.
exists
I've also
as
had
well.
some experiences where, like, we've gone to camps and stuff and meet with other people, and I've gotten to whether it be minister, sympathize with people who have told me like, hey, like I hold this in my heart, and I want the Lord to take this. Like I have this against my parents, and then like and they tell me like, hey, look, like I'm a grown up now, and to this very day, like I've seen like my own mother treat me this way and call me this and tell me this, and then literally 5 minutes later, someone
In
from the
church.
someone visits, She's like, oh, God bless you.
Yeah.
Like this is my son. Yes, look, and
You're like, why would you
he
treat
just
me?
cursed me
Yeah.
3 minutes ago,
Yeah.
and now you're like, oh, it's my son. Like, you know what I mean? Like completely
Yeah.
different people. And like he says, like, I don't want to feel this anymore, And it's like you sympathize with them, and you're like, how do I like Holy Spirit? You need to help me lead them to honor the parents, no matter what. Because I sympathize with them.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. Like that's unacceptable.
What if I told you it was a mixture of both?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And that's
It's
like
a mixture of both.
I think that's
Yeah.
the case too, because like we go back to it's a very personal relationship.
Yeah.
Really personal. And there could be other outside factors, but also what are you doing on your side, right? What are you doing to make that relationship stronger on your side?
I think there's a huge responsibility from us, the oldest, the ones that are walking.
yeah.
I think there's a huge responsibility that it's not seen, especially at church. And one of the things that we spoke to the leadership last time is every kid, every young man, every young
Right.
woman at church we need to acknowledge that they're here. We need to be happy that they're here. We need to celebrate that we see them, and not categorize them as, they're just, oh man, they're
Some
just
kids.
rebels and they're all this. And no, let's celebrate the fact that, you know what?
You're in the right place.
Yeah.
You're in the right place. And why would they want to come back if I don't make them feel
Yeah.
Welcome. Wanted.
And right? But that's not our job only.
Mm-hmm.
You need to go home as a parent and you need to
Yeah.
live out this life. And whenever you can't figure it out, you need to talk to your kids and say, hey, I'm having a bad day,
Mhm.
but this isn't the sum of my faith.
Yeah.
Or I'm having, my doubts and I'm praying about it. But I want to let you know. But I think the more honest you are with your faith, the more transparent, like we said, then the more a kid starts understanding that this faith thing is not just like close your eyes and hope that everything happens, but it's more of a relationship that you develop with God. And sometimes you can understand what He's doing. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes you're going to pray and God's going to say no. So at that moment, what do? Usually, I hope I said that right, kids end up thinking, oh, prayer didn't work because they prayed for this and nothing happened. Don't teach your kids that.
Yeah.
Prayer works. Why don't you teach them that maybe God told you that it wasn't the right time, that it wasn't something that He was going to give you, and man up, and do what He wants you to do,
Yeah.
right?
And
Because what you project is, see, mom, dad, prayer, prayer doesn't
There
work.
wasn't
Why
enough faith.
Yeah. Why are you asking me to
Yeah.
pray when that didn't work?
Yeah.
So you start projecting an image of God as in
It's a genie again.
yeah, exactly. Like, oh, God's just here to do whatever I want. But I think the responsibility is there. But then the other side of that, I think the same coin
Yeah.
is that some kids and some people use it as an excuse.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
To not take responsibility for their own spiritual journey and faith. They make excuses that someone told them something. And there are mean people out there. There are mean brothers and sisters, that maybe they're having a bad day too. And
Yeah.
they say something that maybe they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
But they do use it as an excuse. And if you grow up in church, feeling like you're being oppressed, my goodness, not by demons, but by church, then that's going to be a problem because you're going to grow up and you're going to be free. Once you grow up, you're going to be like, oh my God, I'm out of there.
Yeah.
Right? But then that happens also. And it goes back, it's a synergy, I think.
Yeah.
Because it goes back to the home. How do you come to church?
Yeah.
What's your attitude when you're coming? What are your kids seeing when you come?
Yeah.
Because if they see misery,
Yeah.
then that's what they're going to come and do.
And I think it all sums up to one thing which you said is transparency. I think just be honest, right? Like say, you know what, I'm not perfect, far from it.
Yeah.
But like you were preaching today, is like I know where to bring these things. I know who to give it up to, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I might have my bad days and I apologize for that. But I know God is working in me and I know where to take these things and how God is going to fix those things and how He's going to work in that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what you said. Transparency is probably the biggest key.
Yeah.
To say, I make mistakes, but like I'm still trying to walk that walk, right? And be honest with the person and say, I might hurt you, but at the end of the day, God doesn't hurt us.
Yeah.
And He's there for whatever we
Yeah.
need. I think that's
He may not heal me, but He's still the creator of
right,
everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't mean that He doesn't have power, but
Correct.
he's doing something in me. Now, it sucks. I mean, sometimes it really, really does.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's what you do. So I think people walk out of it because I think the oppression of the church is like they feel oppressed, like we're not letting them enjoy.
Like you always have to be holy or your best behavior.
Yeah,
right?
which you do.
Yes,
which
but-
you do,
yeah.
but not as a rule, but as a consequence of your identity in Christ, as a consequence of who you know is your master, your Lord, your Savior.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's missing.
Yeah.
If Christ is not your Savior, whatever He does, whatever He says is going to look like a rule, a burden on me. But when He is, you start like, wait a minute, at least out of gratefulness, I will do this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to enjoy
Yeah.
what, my life in Him.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think that's what it is. Anyways, good talk, guys.
Yeah, it was.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments if you're being blessed.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I have one more thing
Yeah.
before we leave.
Are you?
Yeah, just one more.
Okay,
Just
just
one
go.
more, just one
Just
more.
go.
I just been, especially because of our current events, so much is happening and so many things are getting worse. Like, I want to like just take a time and maybe like remember that God's also moving, and that the more distractions that are there, that, you know, there's got to be a purpose to them. I don't think things are just because they are, you know. I think that we are like in a system that's not supposed to work. Don't let it surprise you that it's going to go get worse and worse. But know that God is far greater, far bigger, and that don't be blinded by these things or distracted to the point of you're like, what's the hope? You know, there is very much hope, and it's already been done. It's been sealed, and we have you know, we are victorious no matter how we see the things, you know, that are taking part now. And yeah, it's just because at times in myself, I can only say it out of my own testimony. You know, it's easy to get caught up in these headlines and this stuff, and it's like, what am I doing? What are we doing? You know, where are we headed? Like, this isn't going to get any greater. But then we just think Jesus, you know, and it's like everything gets, you know, there's refuge. There's you know, he restores. He, you know, he fills you back up, and everything is good again. You know, and yeah, that's the one thing we have that the world doesn't, and so just be filled with him, because things are getting worse and worse.
Amen.
Amen, my brother.
That's right.
Well said. And
Preach on.
Preach on, yeah. And I think that's the reason why we get together. I mean, we look at the headlines, we look at everything that's happening, but at the end of the day, we all believe. We trust, we believe, and we know that he is guiding, especially his church.
Yep.
Awesome. So, guys,
awesome sauce.
Look, if there's anything that you want us to talk about, let us know. And we thank you for being with us today. And let us know in the comments and share. And if you like, please subscribe and let us know your comments. So until then, stay bright
and salty.